Welcome to Surrender Yoga with Sam. I invite you to open your practice today in Tadasana, feet wide, hands open and facing forward. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. We'll do that a couple more times as we focus this practice on hip opening stretches. So our first stretch will be Malasana. So take your feet wide and begin to squat down. Keep your feet as flat as possible. Drop your tailbone. Use your elbows to push your hips open just a little bit more for this Malasana or goddess squat. We use our breath to send energy into areas of discomfort while we're in our poses. So deep inhales and deep exhales as you hold the positions. And slowly come back up, controlled, and then just pedal your knees out a little bit before dropping into your first downward facing dog. Begin to pedal out your dog, getting your hamstrings used to the idea of this stretch. And when you are able to find stillness, come up on your tippy toes and hold for 2 seconds. Go back down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, push your heels back down to the mat. Inhale, up on your toes. Exhale, drop your heels back to the mat. And we'll do that just a couple more times. Remember to be pushing your back toward the back of the room. Find stillness, pedal out just one more time, and then we're going to take our right leg up to the sky for 3-leg dog, and then take your right foot toward your left buttock. Open your hips here for a nice good stretch. Peek under your arms for an even deeper stretch, and then come back around to 3-leg dog, and then bring your right leg in between your hands and rest your knees down to the mat. This is a half pigeon. If you experience knee discomfort, then take your right foot and straighten it across from you just a little bit more before folding over. You will feel this stretch in your right hip, a little bit in your left as well. If you cannot fold over, that is fine. Just remain on the palm of your hands. And as long as there's no shooting pain, stay here. Breathe. Deep inhales. Deep exhales. Be sure you are not resting on your left knee, that you are resting on your thigh. Continuing to breathe here. Enjoy this stretch. Allow your body to melt into the earth. Continuing to breathe deep inhales. Begin to push yourself up onto your hands. And the way out of this is to curl your left toes under and lift your body up before going back into 3-leg dog. And here we're just going to open up our hips one more time. So just take your right foot toward your left buttock. Just for a moment. And then come back around to 3-leg dog And then you may lower your right leg down into your downward facing dog. Pedal out and give your body movement as it's needed before taking your left leg in the air. And then take your left foot towards your right buttock. Open up the other hip. Nice and wide. Really twist. And then go back into three-leg dog before bringing your left knee in between your hands and placing your leg down softly, gently. Make any adjustments that's needed before folding over, remembering to be resting on your thigh and not on your knee. So you may have to extend your leg back. That's the right leg. Again, if there's any discomfort in your left knee, you can always bring your foot forward just a little bit. But as long as there's no shooting pain here, just stay and breathe. Send the energy where there is discomfort. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Last few moments here. Allow your hips to work. Continue to breathe. Allow your body to melt into the earth. And as we begin to push ourselves back onto our hands, remember the way out is to curl your toe under, push yourself up, and then push your left leg back to the air for three-leg dog. And let's open our hips just one more time here, just for a moment. And push your leg back to three-leg dog, and you may place your left leg next to your right. Pedal out. And let's get ready to take our right leg back into the air, three-leg dog. And when you're ready, bring your right foot to the outside of your hand, your right hand, and then lower your left knee down to the mat, and then stretch your left leg all the way back, pushing your right foot to the edge of your mat, opening up your hips, and then folding down onto your forearms, if you can, into lizard pose. You may have to adjust your back left leg so that you are not resting directly on your kneecap. This is another deep hip opening stretch, especially if you are down on your forearms. The alternative is to stay on your hands. You can also use blocks here to bring the earth a little closer to you if you wanted to get down onto your forearms. If you have blocks available, you can rest on those. As long as there's no deep discomfort, then just breathe through the pose. And we come back up on our hands. Curl your toes under. Begin to adjust your right foot back in before sending it back up to three-leg dog. so that you can come back to downward facing dog and send your left leg into the air. And bringing your left foot to the outside of your left hand, lowering your right knee down, and then elongating. Push your left hip out. Take that foot all the way to the edge of the mat if you can, and then fold over. Remembering not to rest directly onto your right kneecap. Make any adjustments necessary. And just hold here, breathing, sending energy throughout your body. You may find that you can go onto your forearms on one side and not the other. Let that be okay. Go to your body's level in this moment. Continuing to breathe here. Hold for just a moment. As we begin to come back onto our hands, make your adjustments. Curl your toes under. Send your left leg back to the air for three-leg dog. Come back down to downward facing dog and pedal out. Give your body the movement it needs. Coming back onto our toes. Push your heels down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, push your heels down. Inhale, come back onto your toes. Exhale, drop down to your heels. And then drop your knees to the mat for neutral tabletop. Remembering that your wrists are stacked directly beneath your shoulders. And your knees are directly behind. And we're going to do a few cat-cows here. So drop your belly and round your spine. With each inhale, you're going to drop your belly, lift your tailbone and your head. Then exhale, round your spine, bringing your hips and dropping your chin towards your chest. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round your spine. Coming to neutral, and then dropping your tailbone onto your heels. Deep inhale, raise your hands. Exhale, hands heart center. Deep inhale, raise your hands. Exhale, hands heart center. We're going to begin to transition into a seated position. So find yourself a nice, comfortable spot, bringing your heels together for butterfly. We're going to allow our knees to flap, so to speak. Allow your hips to work. Go to your comfort level. Just continue to flap them. Find stillness here, using your elbows to push your knees as close to the mat as you can get them, and just remain here, breathing, deep inhales, deep exhales, sending energy to your hips as you need. And grab your right toe, straighten your leg out as much as you can, just hold for a second. Bringing it back to the left, and then going with the other side. If you have any hamstring discomfort, you may find that you cannot straighten your leg all the way out, and that is fine. Back to butterfly. Let's flap out just a little bit, sending energy throughout our body, continuing to breathe. Continuing to breathe. And as we transition into full pigeon, you want to stack your right leg over your left. This is our full pigeon, one of our deepest hip openers. Deep inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, fold over your legs and rest here. I like to bring my hands into prayer position here and breathe, sending energy into your hips. This can be a very uncomfortable position, but as long as there's no shooting pain, I invite you to just stay here, breathing, sending energy into your body. And push yourself back up, removing your top leg and switching them around. So this time your left leg goes on top of your right leg. We'll deeply inhale here. Your spine is totally straight. Hands, heart center. Deep inhale and fold over. Depending on what your level is, you may not be able to fold all the way over. But again, I like to put my hands in prayer position. Continuing to breathe here. Sending energy throughout your body, but especially to your hips. Begin to push yourself up. Deep inhale. Exhale, allow your legs to just go into crossed position. And as always, the light in me honors the light in you. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.